Reading a meme coin chart is something everyone needs to know before they start trading meme coins. It doesn't take a genius to do it, but I'm going to show you anyways. And before I do, you need to be using Axiom Trade. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but it's definitely the easiest site to trade on as far as the UI goes, the easiest site to read. I do have a 10% off referral link at the top of my description, or you can use code RELAYWEB3. And if you show proof using my code or my referral link, you can DM me on Twitter and I will send you my entire wallet tracker with over 100 different wallets that you can use when you trade meme coins. Now, let's get into how to read a meme coin chart. I'm going to use this coin as an example because it's just started and it's brand new, and that's the main coins that you guys are going to be seeing. And then we'll get into like an older coin, read that chart, and I'll just give you my straight up analysis. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, the nice thing about Axiom is that it has this little checker down here. It obviously has a red flag right away. The top 10 holders own 25% of this coin. So that means 25% of this supply of this token that's only at a 40K market cap right now is being controlled by 10 different people. Not only that, but there's definitely bundlers in this coin, and you can just tell by the start of the coin. One thing that I like to check is just how the coin starts. How did the coin start? Well, the coin started by Scented buying and selling right away. So if Scented buys, you got to learn your wallets, but usually any coin that Scented buys is usually bundled. That's just because bundlers buy coins that have volume, and Scented creates volume. Scented is a wallet, a trader who's, a popular wallet, if you guys didn't know. But look at how this coin started. So it started out with a massive green candle all the way up to 23K right away. So undeniably, there were some buys in here that were probably $300. There were definitely some bundle buys on 10 different wallets. So all of the supply, that's why it's 10% bundled and 25% held by 10 people. And this big candle right here, that's probably just one bundle sell right there, So that's what I like to do. I like to go at the beginning of the chart and watch, how did it blow up? Was it organic, which doesn't look like it? And what happened after it? So it dumped right away, probably a bundle sell or just a few people getting scared. And then eventually it sort of did the same thing at the beginning. It had more buys and then a big bundle buy here from 26K all the way to 45K. That's bundles, it's big wallets, that could be a lot of things, but it's after a Scented buy once again, which creates a ton of volume. Bundles like volume. So always look at the wallets who are in this. All of these traders who are in this coin right now are very, very risky traders. You got Scented, who's risky, like his average hold time of a coin is probably 5 seconds. Then you have Alo, who's also risky, and Dexter, who will buy pretty much any coin you put in front of him. So whenever there's risky traders like that and not very reliable traders in this coin, then that's something that you need to be very scared of. But just seeing how the coin went off, obviously had some big dips as soon as after a big buy streak. Then it had a massive buy streak all the way to migration. Then after migration, it failed to break that 60K mark. Right here, immediate bundle dump. Then it fought back a little bit, but it didn't break the all-time high. So right when it doesn't break the all-time high, that's an immediate sign where people will get out right there. People will sell immediately after not hitting the all-time high after the first dip. And that's exactly what people did. Then, of course, people will try to buy that dip and fight back. Not even a chance. Not even close to getting back to the all-time high. So whenever that happens, guys, people will get scared. Bundles get scared, whatever. And if you guys don't know what a bundle is, it's basically where one person buys on multiple wallets and people get scared and dump off, and that's what happened with this coin. One thing to also note of in a coin is not just reading the chart. Obviously, I'm showing you how to read a chart right now, but also like, what is the coin about? Let's go to this Twitter community. Let's see what this coin's all about. It's called Ripoff Coin. The coin is a total ripoff, launched in 2014 and showed by Litecoin creator Charlie Lee himself. Okay, so that's the narrative. Is that really cool? It's not really relevant right now, but I guess it's a cool meme. It's up to you to judge how strong a narrative is and how bullish people are going to be on a narrative. But, another thing you could do to help yourself read a chart, not only looking at the beginning and how it went off and didn't hit all-time highs and everything, is also just copying the CA of the coin, going to a site like v2bubblemaps.io, putting in the coin, and immediately you can see the bubble maps and wallets and how the supply is being controlled. So obviously you see some big wallets, 3%, 3%, 3%. Then you see this massive bundle right here, and this cluster supply owns 4% of the supply right here, is being controlled by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wallets. This one right here has only 0.3% of the supply. So just one big bundle in there, and then some huge top holder wallets that, you know, it's just not very bullish. And on a coin like this at 25K market cap, it's honestly not the best example, because, you know, most people who are not willing to risk their money are not going to buy right there. So let's go to a coin that has, you know, a higher market cap. This one right here. Let's see what happens with this one. This one's called Your Token. Okay, what is the narrative on Your Token? Your Token, Dex Screener just made an update. After all the money we paid Dex, they gave us a free coin, Your Token. It also said to be #1 on Dex, as they have shown. Interesting. So Dex Screener made their own coin, is what I'm hearing here. Update Your Token info with Dex Screener directly to grow your community and stand out from the crowd. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Dexter just used it as an example, and people are taking that narrative and sending it. So this is a good narrative in my opinion, for sure, but it's clearly very bundled. Once again, we have some sketchy numbers here. Look how it went up. Yes, it was a good narrative, but the way it grew was not the ideal way you want to see a coin grow, okay? You see it staggered here at 11K or whatever, then a massive buys all the way to migration. I mean, this is bundles, this is big wallets, this is regular people all in all, but as you can see, it definitely messed up with the chart. So, but right now the narrative's too strong, it's breaking all-time highs, so that's a really good sign. And let me turn off these trades, these KOL trades, so you guys can see a cleaner chart. But it didn't break it all the time there, so that it's a very risky to buy this coin, guys. It's very volatile. The top 10 holders are controlling 20% of the supply. Once again, you do not want to see that. You do not want to see that many people controlling that much of the supply. 12% of it's bundled. And people can get past these bundle checkers on these sites just by, you know, I don't know what they do, but it is possible to get past these bundle checkers. So you know, realistically, this could be controlled by like a 30% bundle for all we know. But either way, you know, it's a very risky token. Is it going to be a good long-term solution? Probably not. You know, how long is Dex Screener going to have this advertisement up on their site, you know, using Your Token? So I really don't know. The narrative matters, but also the way the coin grew matters. You know, it's a good sign that it broke all-time highs right away, but it's not a good sign that 20% of the supply is being controlled by 10 different wallets. And we can use the bubble map on this one. If you did think this coin was going to go long-term, now would be the time to buy. But right here, it's a very risky buy, especially with this much supply being controlled and this much bundlers. Because if you buy right here and it's just a bundled coin that you don't know of, this could easily just dump off to 60K right there. That's just this market. It's a risky market. It's not the same as it once was. So right here, that was your point to buy. You know, obviously it would have been a good buy now, and you could scalp right there for, you know, 0.25x. But you know, you're risking the coin being dumped to there. So if you buy right there, and it might not hit the all-time high right here. It might go like this, and then you see the dump off. So we'll see how that coin goes. But either way, that is how you read a coin that has a really good narrative that's going right away. And I want to go to a coin that's like more established, so we can see, you know, not as a volatile of a chart and not as much volume, and it's easier to read that way for you guys. So let me find that real quick. Let's go to the Peanut of Dumpling. This looks like, oh, this is a botted coin. See? Reading a meme coin chart, I guess if you guys are brand new beginners, you need to go back to the very beginning, guys. Whenever you see this is fake. You see the upside down streaks. You can turn on the track KOLs as well. You don't see any KOLs buying this coin, right, guys? Because it's faked and it's all botted volume. So that is 100% a fake coin. Let's go to another one. Let's look at Perch. What is this? This is a real coin. So Perch, let's look at the narrative first. Perch is shopped privately for 1 billion plus items. Join the waitlist. Interesting. Let's look at the website. Perch.xyz. Hunt the shop. Okay, so cool website. Unique. I haven't really seen a website like this, honestly. Very, very cool. Let's look at the thing. So very, very, very weird chart. You see West is buying up a lot of this. West is a popular trader. Obviously, he streams. But as you can see down here, guys, not very cool. 70% of the supply being controlled by 10 different wallets. Oh my goodness. And that just could be because it's a big business, or it could just because it could be because it's a big rug. 23% insiders, not bundled, which is good, but big wallets. So bundling doesn't really matter in that case. Dex was paid, that's good. But as you can see, very sketchy start, big wallets buying, and it ran all the way to 700K, which is actually insane in this market. 800K with almost no serious dips. But right now, the big wallets are clearly dumping, big bundles are dumping, and it's at 233K. Honestly, just very risky when you see the top 10 holders controlling 70% of the supply. Okay. Would not buy there, not financial advice, of course, but when KOLs are selling, usually it's a good time to get out, depending on what KOL it is. So I'm at a coin that's been a coin for 2 weeks now, Miner, and I want to show you guys this chart, okay? Because this chart, mind boggles my head every single time I look at it. We're going to turn off all the trackers so you guys can see it. Let's turn off KOL trades, turn off track trades, and then let's turn off X mentions. Okay. So this was made by the creator himself of the Miner meme, okay? If you guys don't know what the Miner meme is, this is what I'm talking about. So the creator himself launched this meme coin, and whenever he launched it, it went immediately to 4 million, okay? And it dipped and dipped and dipped and tried to fight back, but it could never break that 4 million mark. Then it went all the way down to 400K after that, because people did not believe this guy and thought he was just a bundle seller, which he was. Clearly, there was insiders on here that took massive profits, because if there weren't insiders on this coin, people, this narrative would have went to 10 million for sure. But insiders were on this coin, and he dumped big wallets. The creator himself either had a team doing it for him, or he did it himself that had big wallets. They bought at 4K right when he launched it, and they sold at 4 mil and made probably a few $100,000. That's just how this game is sometimes, okay? But they fought back, whatever. It's at 1.8 million. But if we look at the token info, 10 holders are holding 14% of the supply. That's not terrible, but 25% insiders. If Axiom is detecting that, that means something fishy is going on. So what we can do with this is go back to the Bubble Map website, check it out, and let's look at how the supply is being controlled. I do not like this one singular bit. Here's a 3% bundle. This is a 1% bundle. Another 1.5% bundle. So some bundles in there, not too big, but you see a lot of these floating wallets, And also, I wonder if this coin still has those vanished wallets in there. Oh, yep, vanished wallets are still in there. 0 sold. Huge wallets, by the way. Each have 500 SOL on them, and they're both up. This guy's up 11K. This guy's up. So they're both up. All three of them are up 10K. Probably the same person. So just some sketchy things going on, guys, where people are making astronomical amounts of money on this coin, and it's not really, that's why it didn't break out. So, and it's still being farmed. It's still being bundled, going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down, not breaking all-time highs, which is a bad sign. And when you see those red flags down there, that's when a coin is just not what you want it to be. So guys, this is what I was talking about. I literally, this works out perfectly. I called this play right here. So the reason that this coin just dumped is exactly what I was explaining when we were talking about this coin originally. I was talking about how, let's draw this so you guys can see the visualization. I was saying how here would be a good time to buy if you believe in this coin, and then it went up. That's cool. But whenever it went up, guys, it didn't break that all-time high. This was the all-time high, and this is where it went. So it did not break this all-time high. It needs to break that all-time high to show positive progression. So it dipped again. Then it tried to break the all-time high again. Staggered a bit, did not break the all-time high. Then it went all the way down. Big dip to 100K. Okay, that's cool. But then, as we move over, it tried to fight for that all-time high again. It did nothing. And in fact, it went down. So when people see that, they get scared. That's not a good sign on the meme coin, guys. So you see a big dip all the way down to 80, 70K, whatever it is. And it's probably going to dump even further if it doesn't show any positive progression, which right now it really isn't. So there's just a lot of risky buys out there, especially in today's world, or in today's meme coin world, especially, with all the bundlers and everything. You really like, there's volume bots. There's so many different things with these coins. You don't want to just blindly buy into anything. You want to see how the coin started, and you want to see how it's breaking all-time highs. You want to see the wallets in the coin, and you just want to be aware of every single possibility. So you see this KOL was buying, it doesn't matter this KOL is buying because it didn't show any positive progression. So it dumped even further to 60K. So just take each sign one at a time, check all the boxes, you know, check how it started, check if it's breaking all-time highs, check the wallets that are in it, check the top 10 holders, check the bundlers, check the bubble map, check everything that you could possibly check before you make that purchase, because you are putting your own money on the line. You want to make sure that you're making a smart investment, and meme coins are the closest thing you can get to gambling without it being classified as literal gambling. So you just got to be very careful. Obviously not financial advice. I highly recommend using the Axiom guides. Like I said, my referral link to save 10% on all fees is in my description. But that's just the best way to do it, in my opinion. Check all those boxes before you buy, be safe, and always, you know, buy what you can afford to lose. So that's my advice. Let me know if you guys think this was good advice. Luckily, this token panned out well for me because I pretty much predicted exactly how it would go. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.